Are you planning to live and work in Romania? Then you definitely need to know everything about the Romania work visa application and documents. In this video, I'll walk you through everything that you need to know about the Romania work visa application process, the documents required, eligibility criteria, processing time, and the expert tips to make your visa application to Romania a successful one. So if you've ever searched for how to apply for a Romania work visa or wondered about the Romania work permit, this is the video for you. Stay tuned and watch this video to the end, as I'm going to guide you through the step-by-step and all the necessary information that you need to know. Stay tuned, I'll be back shortly. Alright, welcome back to the channel. It's adeja.com. Over here, what we do is we give you the detailed information regarding the travel and tour industry. So if it's your dream of learning about the various documentation that goes on in order to secure a visa for the purpose of working, studying, or going for a vacation or as a tourist, then this is the right platform to subscribe to. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, and then you are welcome to the family of travelers. And also hit the bell notification button, as you are going to be notified on all the subsequent videos that we are going to be uploading. So back to the topic for today. Alright, so Romania is a beautiful country in Eastern Europe and part of the EU, and has become one of the fastest growing work destinations for most foreigners, especially from Asia and Africa. So to work legally in Romania, you need to have a Romania work visa, which allows you to stay and work for an approved employer. Now the key is first securing a work permit from the Romania Immigration Office, and then your employer usually applies for this on your behalf before you apply for the visa in your home country. So there are several types of Romania work visas for foreigners wanting to live and work in Romania. So depending on your case, it might depend on the kind of work that you've gotten and then the type of work permit or the Romania work visa you should opt for. So the types are into the long stay work visa, or the category D or AM type. This is the most common type that people normally apply for those with a valid work contract in Romania. And then we have the seasonal work type, and then it's for temporary or seasonal jobs that are mostly conducted for a short period of time, right? And then we also have the intra-company transfer visa for people transferred from a foreign branch of a company to a Romania office. And then we also have the highly skilled or highly qualified worker visa. This is for skilled professionals under the EU Blue Card program. And mind you, each visa type requires a specific documents for your Romania work visa application. So always double check your category before applying and then attending your interview or appointment for your Romania work visa to be issued. Now let's go through the Romania work visa application process step by step. Now first of all is you are going to get a work permit. The first step is get a work permit. Now your employer in Romania must apply for a work permit from the General Inspectorate for Immigration, and normally this process or first step here takes between 20 to 30 working days to get it done. So before you can do your application, make sure that the employer has obtained this work permit from the General Inspectorate for the Immigration for you to have it, and then start with the application. Now the next thing or the next step is to apply for the visa. Now once the permit is approved, you can submit your Romania work visa application at the nearest Romanian embassy or consulate in your home country. Now The next step is wait for processing. The Romania work visa processing time is usually between 10 to 30 days, depending on your country and then the completeness of your document, or depending on the backload on the embassy or the consulate. And then after you are through with these processes, the next is to just enter Romania and register. After your visa is approved, you can travel to Romania and apply for residence permit within the 90 days. So before then, let's go back to the documents required in order to secure a Romania visa. So first on the list, these are the most important documents that you are supposed to meet. First on the list is a valid passport. A valid passport, and then this passport must be valid for 6 months. Right? It must have a validity period of 6 months in it. And also the next is Romania work permit, which will mostly be issued by the employer. And then the employment contract should be signed by both parties, the employee and the employer. So mostly the employer is going to issue you the contract stating the kind of work you are going to do, your duties, the wages and then salaries that you are going to take, and then also the benefits that you are going to also enjoy. So if you are okay with it, then you sign and then forward it back to the employer before the employer can offer you the offer letter. Right. And then right after, the next thing is the visa application form, which can be obtained from the consulate section website or the embassy. Right. And then the next is your passport photos, 2 recent passport photos, proof of accommodation where you will be living in Romania, your health insurance, which should be valid for the period of your stay in Romania, also a police clearance that shows or certify you don't have any criminal record, and then proof of financial means to sustain you whilst you are in Romania working, and then visa fee receipt. Right. So the receipt is after you've paid the visa fee, and then you are being given the receipt to prove that you've made payment for the Romania visa fee. Now, to obtain the Romania visa form, back to the Romania visa application form. So before we can get the Romania visa application form, we first check with your home country if there is a Romania embassy in your home country. Then you can download the visa form from it. So let me download the sample from it, and then we glance through and see how it looks like. So all right, so this is my screen. First of all, we are going to type Romania visa application form. This AI thing. Let me step back. Okay, so we can use this form mae.ro, and then let's click it. So this is in Romanian language, so let's translate it to English so we can. Okay, so when you are on this website, you could see that this is the government of Romania, right? So what we are going to do is we're going to click on visa application forms, and then over here you could see application form for Schengen visa, application form for long stay visa, application for diploma. So let's click on application form for long stay visa. Okay, so on the long stay visa, you see that we've been given this form to fill. So this is the form that we are going to fill and then attach it to the other documents that we've read about earlier, and then we take it to the embassy. So this is for official, this is official use. So over here is where you are going to put your passport size picture, and then this is your visa application form. So over here you could see your name, surname, family name, your first name here. You could see your first name. This is surname at birth if it's different. Then the next thing is your date of birth here, which is in the format of day, month, year. Then your ID number, which is mostly your identity document number. In most cases, we use passport in place of this identity number for all international identifications. And then the next thing is place and country of birth, where you were born, the country. And then the next thing is current citizenship. If you are living in a different country, you are a citizen of a different country, you are going to write that here. And then the next is your current, I said that earlier. The next is you are going to select your sex. If you are male or female, you select one. And then your marital status, you select it over here. If you are single, you take the first one. If you are separated, you select you take the second one. If you are a widow or widower, you take here. And then if you are married, you select this one also. And then I said earlier that anytime you select married, it means that you have a marriage certificate that will be attached to your application. So always bear in mind. Now the next thing is your father's name, and then your mother's name here, and then document type of passport that you are using. If it's a national passport, you select it. If it's a travel document, also known as a TC, you select it. If you have an alien passport, you select. So these are very simple process that you can follow, or it's an easy to fill forms, right? So this is that. And then when you come here, if you reside in another country other than your home country also, you are going to state it, and then do you have permission to return to that country? It says that if you reside in a country other than your country of origin, do you have permission to return to that country? So if you are a resident of a country other than your country of birth, then it means that you would have to return to your home country, and then they just want to know if that is your case. So you explain it. If yes, you select yes. If no, and then you give the validity period for where you've stayed since you left your home country also. So these are simple forms that you can easily fill. And then they say that if you've traveled outside of your country before in the past 5 years, you are going to write the countries that you've visited. And if you've ever visited Romania, you are going to give information over here. If yes, you select. If no, no. And then over here it says that purpose of this journey. Now this is the most important part of our application. Now it says economic activities, professional activities, commercial activities, employment. So we are going to select employment, right? And then next is date that you are expected to arrive, right? You provide it here. And then now always make sure that you know the processing time for which they will take to process your visa. So always have enough time to process everything, so you don't breach the contract or the employment contract that you were given, right? So always make sure that you correspond with your employer so that the employer can be able to adjust the date and makes it flexible for you, so you can do the preparation and then come over, right? Okay, now the next part is, it says the name of the host of company in Romania. So that this is the contact person or your employer that you are going to work with. So you are going to provide the employer's name here. You provide the company's name, the name of the employer, full address, their phone number, their email address. This is very, very important because they will be the point of contact once you get to Romania and they want to find out more or they want to trace you. So this is a very crucial part of the form. So always make sure that you provide all the right information that were, given in your offer or the contract letter, right? And then the next thing is, over here you are stating the one who is going to support this trip, which includes your accommodation, your flight and everything, travel insurance and stuff. So if it's yourself, you are going to select this one. If not, you are going to select, if it's the host that is sponsoring this whole thing, then you select it also. Now, so over here you are going to give the means of support. So if there is someone supporting you or you are supporting yourself, what is the access that you have to this means of support? If you have a cash, you are going to select it. If you have a traveler's check or you are using a credit card, or the sponsor or maybe the support is in the form of accommodation, all these informations are very, very important that you should take note of. Now the next side is your spouse's family name. So for those of you who selected married, this is where you provide the name of your spouse, and then you provide your spouse's family name before your spouse got married, and then this is the name that your spouse was given at birth. And now over here, your spouse's first name, their date of birth, place of birth, and then also this side is if you have children, you are going to write their names over here, and so on and so forth. So now on the last part of this side is you are going to let me say the personal data of the Romania who provides support. Okay, so it says that this field will be filled in only by dependent of Romania or EU or citizen and so on. So what they are trying to say is that if you have some dependents who are traveling with you, and then that this field will be filled in only by dependents of Romania. So this meaning this side is not applicable to the applicant if you don't have any Romanian children or Romanian dependent with you. So right after you are done, you are coming to provide the date on which you fill this information. Before then, you provide your home address, your phone number here, and then finally you sign. So this is how the Romania visa or Romania work visa application form looks like. All right, so now one may ask, how much does the Romania visa fee cost for people who are going to work? So mostly it costs an amount of 120 euros. but this may vary depending on the country that you are applying from. The visa is typically valid for 90 days, allowing you to enter Romania, after which you must apply for a residence permit that can be renewed annually. So this is the information that you are supposed to take note of. Now let's have one or two eligibility tips that you must know before you can do your application. So to qualify for a Romania work visa, you must have a confirmed job offer or contract from a Romania employer, right? Also meet the educational or skill requirements position, right? So before you are getting into the role, make sure that you meet the educational or the skill requirements for that position that you applied for. Don't be so desperate that because you want to travel, you don't qualify for that role, and yet still, because you are desperate, you are applying for it. Either than that, once you get there, you are going to find yourself in a big problem, right? Also, have no immigration or criminal violation. So there are some people that go to one country and then flaunt the immigration rules, or they commit and then thereby they want to move to a different jurisdiction. In this case, for instance, once they find out, they see that you are not a person who is credible, right, and thereby they will not grant you your visa application. Okay, so always take note of this information, and also double check that your employer is registered in Romania. So on your appointment or offer letter, you should have some informations that you can verify with the Romanian embassy, right? So if some of the informations are unclear, consider translating them or authenticating them, and then make sure that these informations are valid, so you don't end up getting your visa application rejected. And also, like I said earlier, always apply ahead of time, like 2 or 3 months before your intended date of travel, right? So this is how we can, or the information that we can know about Romania work visa. So now that you are done, once you arrive in Romania, visit the immigration office to register and apply for your residence permit. This step is mandatory for long stayers or those going to work, as you are going to get the authorization to live permanently or till the period on which your employment is going to end, right? So that's your complete guide to the Romania work visa application and then documents that you are supposed to need. If you find this video very helpful, give me a thumbs up and like the video. Subscribe for more videos, and also hit the bell notification button, as you are going to be notified on all the subsequent videos that I will be uploading. The channel has been adeja.com. See you in our next video. Peace out.